Hey YouTube, Custody here. Okay, so time for the next death battle. I have no idea who these two people are. I know Fairy Tale. I've heard of it. Like, passing by, or sometimes I'll watch a video on YouTube when I'm bored. It's usually a sexy one. And then Akima got killed. I've never heard of that. So I don't know who either of these two are. Like, comment, subscribe. Watch the original. I don't care who wins either of these. I'm completely neutral in this whole battle. Don't know who will win. Don't care who will win. And I'm probably not going to be a fan of this episode, but it's still a fun It's going to be a fun
the
episode.
The element of ice is cold and unforgiving.
Ice and Mitsuru.
Only in an equally frigid and unmerciful land can one understand its true potential.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
Like Gray Fullbuster, Ice Mage of the Fairy Tale Guild.
Gray Fullbuster.
And Esdeath, the Imperial General from Akami got killed.
He's Wiz and I'm
She's
Boomstick.
And it's our job to
Sexy.
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Still a little tired. What, she has a centaur?
In a land far, far away lies the kingdom of Fiora.
Okay, so Natsu has a win, Urza has a loss.
But not everyone was
So
living their
let's
best
see how
life
much,
in Magic Town.
Gray
how many points Fairy
Fullbuster
Tale
was
gets.
a child of the north, living among the frigid cold.
Until an edgy-looking demon showed up and wiped out the whole place. Gray survived, though everyone else wasn't so lucky.
Oh, of
Hey,
course.
at least he got adopted by a hot stripper.
This was Ur, and
Really?
she just so happened to be one of the greatest ice mages in the world.
So Gray got to training. Who else is gonna take out that creepy demon for revenge and justice, right? And he needed to master ice magic to do it.
Gray worked tirelessly and eventually became a master of ice make molding magic, essentially crafting weapons, tools, and other inanimate objects out of ice.
Swords, shields, hammers, grappling hooks, stairs, clones of himself, anything he wants, really. He can even whip out a friggin' ice bazooka.
Union Raid.
He also took after
Really
his
can't do
mom
that.
and became a regular Chippendale himself. Yeah, he really never stopped doing that.
But with powerful magic at his beck and call, Gray became reckless, desperate to prove himself and destroy the demon. Sadly, this carelessness would change his life for the worse one more time.
He tried to take the demon out himself, but things didn't go so great. Even with his shiny new powers. Whoa. Gray learned how to do all this cool ice magic by stripping.
Well,
Ice magic, here I come!
Oh.
Oil me up, Wiz!
no. Removing clothes was just part of Ur's training. See, she instructed Gray to do so in order to adapt to the cold to better resist it, letting him have a much greater range when it comes to his own ice magic.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't you say that 5 seconds earlier? When I still had my favorite shirt.
Anyway,
Oh.
Gray was outmatched by the demon, and Ur was forced to step in with her ultimate spell, Iced Shell.
It's a super
Ice
handy
shell?
move that can freeze a giant demon like that for good. Haha!
At the cost of the caster's life.
There it
Oh,
is.
okay.
Big oof. If that's not bad
So,
enough, Gray learned an
there's a
ultimate
fail-safe for him in the
version
fight.
called Lost Iced Shell. This one also kills you, but as a bonus, it also erases the memories of you from everyone who ever knew you.
Oh, frick.
Sure, the Lost Ice
So,
Shell is hundreds
does
of times more
Xion move?
powerful and basically a guaranteed win move if he has enough time to cast it. But how does that even work? Say Gray cut off your arm, leaving you handicapped for years, then Lost Ice Shelled himself elsewhere. That would be a very confusing day.
Is that how I lost my leg? Wonder who it was I knew. Well, speaking of loss, Gray Filibuster had lost 2 families at this point.
But once again, he found
Okay,
new footing
okay.
and
Later,
new
guys.
friends.
I'm sorry.
This time with the mages of the Fairy Tale
Oh,
Guild.
they were adorable.
Including a clingy blue-haired water lady, Juvia. It's okay, you can ship them. Everybody does. Including them.
Now full from a serious helping of humble pie, Gray changed his tune. No longer would he be a reckless avenger, but a cautious, laid-back defender of his new friends. Which works out since this is the sort of world where fighting for your friends actually increases your magical power. True story.
What,
You
seriously?
could say he started keeping a cool head, huh? Yep, no more demon hunting for him. Well, until he got his hands on demon killing magic, of course.
After becoming an Ice Devil Slayer, Gray learned how to devour ice to replenish his power,
Oh,
become
just like
extremely
Natsu.
resistant to ice attacks, mess around with other people's ice magic, and conjure spells designed to kill demons.
Which would have been really, really handy just a little bit ago.
Because he was correct, they gained it from
with
his
all this
father.
magic, ice mages can wipe out an entire town all at once, or stir up an ice storm that covered the country of Fiore.
By comparing Invil's ice storm to the scale of Fiori based on official maps, it appears the force and energy of the storm would be equivalent to more than 27 gigatons of TNT.
Now that's a big-ass storm! And it makes sense, as Gray can fight on par with fellow guildies Natsu and Urza.
Alright, you
Natsu
can
has dodged
freeze
lightning,
fire.
and Urza blew up this giant meteor all by herself.
Measuring the distance between the meteor and land in this
Wait,
shot,
what?
then comparing its size to Urza in this one, we found that Urza must have been moving over 20,000 times the speed of sound to intercept it, striking it with a force of over 50 teratons of TNT.
Okay.
And Gray should definitely be in the same ballpark at least, especially since Urza wasn't even at her full strength.
Truly, as long as Gray keeps his pants on, literally, he is a fierce warrior who will always fight for his friends.
I've got a will all of my own. And it says my friends and I are gonna walk the path of life.
Okay, well, I'm voting for Gray
As a
now.
child, Esdeath lived among her clan in the northern frontier, hunting giant monsters called danger beasts with her father.
Awesome!
Ooh,
Now
freak.
that's how you raise a kid! Look at the size of that thing! Where can I get a hunting license for those?
Name inspired
However,
by Japanese
Esdeath's
phrase
destiny
for
would
I
lie
am
further
sadist.
south, among a 1,000-year-old empire.
Because what do you know? Her whole clan got wiped out, leaving her as the lone survivor.
Yeah, of
Now,
course.
normally this would lead to a dramatic revenge story and a lesson on friendship and appreciating what you have and stuff. But, that's not what happened.
Right. Esdeath ascribed herself to a sort of survival of the fittest philosophy. To her,
What?
if her father lay dead before her, that didn't mean she should be sad or angry. That meant her father was weak.
You're
Oh,
damn
boy.
right. Finally, somebody knows what I'm talking about. That's my power of friendship. This girl's got it all figured out.
Well,
the frig is
now
going on
her
in this
own,
anime?
Maybe a bit insane, Esdeath joined the militant ranks of the widespread empire, where her violent nature found a new calling.
Yeah, like when she buried 400,000 people alive. Mama Boomstick always told me you should enjoy your work, so good for her, I guess. She even got a promotion and an offer of a new weapon that would change everything. A Tegu.
Esdeath was already extremely proficient with a sword, but this was something entirely different. A Tegu is a supernatural relic forged from the remnants of special danger beasts. They can take the form of anything from a battle axe to a flute to a giant pair of scissors. However,
Okay.
Esdeath chose one so unique, most were absolutely terrified of it. It was blood, the demon's extract.
And because she's a totally sane
Used
and normal person,
demonic in
she
name
drank
only.
it. All of it.
Oh,
Okay.
After surviving the side effects, you know, the usual headaches, nausea, maddening voices in her head telling her to kill everyone, Esdeath earned her reward.
Ice magic, bitches! She can make and shape ice out of thin air. Weapons, shields, platforms, horses, frickin' meteors. You name it, she can make it.
Okay.
Plus, she can fly by holding herself in the air with ice, and once built an entire army of ice horse people. Look at them all! There's thousands of them!
Well, it did take her a few days to make them all, implying she has a limit to her ability. Regardless, her enormous power is clear. She can even create a giant suit of armor around herself like some sort of icy mech.
So she's a super deadly
right.
ice lady, but she's also got a soft side.
Even with all the power she held, not even sadistic conquest or unstoppable ice magic could fill the void in her heart. Esdeath sought one thing above all else.
okay.
Love.
The ice queen
Seriously?
needs some lovin'. I know just the man
Alright.
for the job.
So does she, apparently. She made a list of the specific qualities in her ideal man, who turned out to be this guy, Tatsumi.
What? Really? Oh, some dopey generic anime protagonist kid.
Well, he literally is an anime protagonist.
Oh, come on, he's like a 3 out of 10 and she's not even on the chart. She's way too good for him.
Is she?
Oh, right, she's crazy.
Oh, right.
Even better!
Arranged sadism aside, there is one skill of hers which impresses above all else. Mahoptima.
Gesundheit.
Mahop?
It's a time stop she can only use once per day.
Oh,
it
time
freezes
stop.
time, but like literally freezes it with cold.
This makes no sense.
Anyway, Esdeath got to work, leading her new hunting group called the Jaegers, and doing as many awesome things as she could to impress that Tatsumi brat. Once she froze an entire river with zero effort.
Killed
Imagine how many
40,000,
slushies
400,000
you could make
in
with
one
that.
move.
That isn't even a fraction
Defeated
of her true
Susanoo,
potential.
slaughtered
After
Danger
absorbing those
Beast.
tens of thousands of ice cavalry, Esdeath harnessed enough power to create an icy storm that spanned an entire continent. Comparing its size relative to the planet's diameter, producing a storm of this scale would require a kinetic energy over 280 petatons of TNT.
Okay, so
super impressive.
yeah,
but remember,
I feel like she's gonna win.
Quote, a few days to make that many ice people.
Essentially stockpiling a lot more power than she would normally be capable of on any individual day.
But Esdeath has tangled with the toughest rebels out there. A Kami who can dodge lightning, and dumb old Tatsumi who was strong enough to outmuscle this absolute unit of a Tega called, Shiko Taser.
Shiko Taser?
What's up with all these made-up German words?
Shikoteza, or the Primus Imperator, was powerful enough to create a massive crater outside the Imperial capital. To make a crater of this size, the blast must have equaled over 900 teratons of TNT.
And Esdeath is even more hardcore. Get this, one time her arm was poisoned, but before she let the poison spread to her body, she karate chopped her whole freaking arm off and replaced it with an ice sword.
Nice.
Yes!
Sadly, or luckily depending on where you stand, all the power in the world wasn't enough for Esdeath to win Tatsumi's love.
And she didn't even get to conquer the world either, because the main title character had to ruin everything.
But in the end, she didn't lament her failure to conquer, or see herself as weak. Rather, she simply regretted not being able to look at Tatsumi one more time. Perhaps her cold philosophy was growing a bit warmer. Or maybe she was just an insane psychopath.
I will always be on top. I will always be victorious, no matter what gets in my way.
Okay.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, all this talking has made me hungry for Blue Apron!
Blue Apron. It's
From a
time.
kick you have up in something and cook gives you oil, slap or so.
Okay, I do want Gray to win, but Esdeath, you know, she was able to do a lot more. Some of those did require some days, but I feel like no, it took a few days. A petaton's way better than a gigaton. You know what? I'm going with Esdeath. I believe Esdeath will be the one to win, even though I want Gray to win. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can start a death battle guessing streak.
Such a paltry country is hardly worth conquering.
Oh, she's already going to have the soldiers.
Hey.
Okay.
Take your troops and get out.
Fight! Okay. He can control ice, but then again, she's also got the time stop.
Just what I needed. Another crazy, blue-haired woman in my life.
Nice. Oh, I'm liking this too. Oh, right, he can do ice clones too. Oh, freak.
You have no right to feel my boot against your face. Now.
He can definitely take that.
Ice make, crush it, flame. Take this.
Oh. Is he stronger than her?
Ice cannon.
I mean, in the review, she had bigger numbers than he did. But they always hide something to make it seem like they're even in a match. Oh. I don't think the cold's really going to affect him. Oh, frig. Oh, right, he absorbs!
Thanks for the meal. Ice make, impact.
Okay, maybe he'll win.
Ice devil, zero longsword.
Shouldn't she be missing a hand? Oh, okay. Well, speak of the devil.
She's too much.
Come on.
No choice. Ice.
Everything in sight will be encased in ice.
Right, she freezes time, and now it doesn't matter. He's not against that?
Freeze.
Okay,
Congratulations.
I was right.
And goodbye.
Ah, what a shame. She was a bitch.
KO! This just in. Male stripper found dead after a crazy night with a dominatrix gone wrong. More at 7.
Let's get to this.
Wait, what?
This was certainly an
That wasn't a
interesting
pun.
matchup, and both cryomancers held their own advantages.
Oh yeah, Gray's awesome ice make powers meant he had a ton of versatility at his frosty fingertips. Like how he could eat ice to replenish his magic. She sure didn't see that one coming.
Though being the tactician she is, Esdeath likely wouldn't fall for any of Gray's tricks more than once. Also,
Right.
both were in the same range of speed by scaling to feats of dodging lightning.
Yeah, but the Queen of Cold Kink definitely had more ice power up her sleeves. Just look at those storms. The one Grayscale's 2 covered
Right.
a country, while Esdeath's covered a whole continent.
True, but we still had to deduce the exact nature and potential of her storm.
Right, she needed
Remember,
a few
Esdeath
days.
specifically claimed it
Right.
took her a few days to make the ice cavalry she used as fuel for the storm. A few generally means 3 at minimum. So we can cut the yield of our previous calculation to 1/3. Lowballing this a bit, let's assume she used all of her power each day to make 1/3 of the total cavalry. This would mean Esdeath could wield about 93 petatons worth of energy on a daily basis.
Which is still
Yeah, that's
way bigger than a
more than
gigaton.
Inbel's Ice Storm, and 1,600 times deadlier than that meteor Urza obliterated. Esdeath definitely had the advantage in sheer magic power. Even with his better resistances, there's no way Gray could survive that much magic force. So he really only had one shot, the Lost Ice Shell.
Which certainly could have ended things right then and there, if not for Esdeath's time stop ability. Both the
Right.
Ice Shell and Mahoptima could only be used once, but Mahoptima was more useful given its immediate effect compared to the Ice Shell's long casting time, and its versatility in that Esdeath could follow it up with whatever she wanted.
Also, it doesn't kill her, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Sure.
Technically, Gray's Ice Devil Slayer magic means he could probably resist the Mahoptopotamus a bit. But that brat Tatsumi had crazy good cold resistance too, and it didn't do him much good against the time freeze.
Gray's speed and versatility meant he could hold his own, but Esdeath's awesome power, uniquely suited
Oh,
time freeze,
2 losses for
domineering
Fairy Tail.
perseverance saw her through this battle.
Looks like Esdeath stopped Gray cold.
The winner is Esdeath.
Alright, she wins. Who's next?
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle. If you want the battle music for your
Hopefully I don't get blocked and it takes forever for me to upload.
Click the boxes right over there.
Okay. Next time. Machamp versus... Oh, who's the more... Goro versus Machamp. Oh my god, I'm excited to see this. Alright. Okay, I've got a lot of things to do today. Let me just upload this. I'll see you guys next time.